going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a series that I want to create, where it's like, come learn with me, something of the sort. We'll figure it out. And I also want to say, I know my audio quality is crap. Please bear with me. I will work on it. But there's so many opportunities out here in the digital e-learning space. You got trading with forex, stock options, futures, all of that good stuff. Digital marketing, digital products. You got real estate, digital real estate, AI, so many ways to make money in the world. And what I want to do is I want to start going over videos we can kind of take notes and we can start learning how to actually use this information to our benefit. So the first video is going to be with Martell. He's going to be teaching us about GPT. I watched the first few minutes of this video and I was like, okay, bet this is a great way to create a community. So make sure you click the link down in the description to join the Gamer Trader community, and we're going to lock in. Let's get it started.
ChatGPT just changed business forever, and now it's easier than ever to get ahead of 99% of entrepreneurs with AI because most people are still using outdated prompts. I've spent the last 5 years inside the AI trenches, launching companies, building internal tools, mastering prompts, and I can tell you, the top 1% business owners use AI in a completely different.
Can we start off by saying, peep at how his editing. I'm sure he has a team. Guy's got 2.31 million subscribers, right? So the editing is eye-catching. How to create these videos, the captions, everything is completely different. On top of the way he's going to teach us how to use AI is completely different. I just wanted to take note of that.
Different way. So I'm going to show you the 6 ChatGPT hacks that you can use to blow up your business, even if you're just starting off. So let's get into it. Number 1, upgrade to ChatGPT Plus. Stop being cheapy pants. Stop it. Spend the money. Get on ChatGPT, upgrade to Plus. It's like a few dollars a month. It's worth it. One seat will cost.
I will tell y'all, I use ChatGPT Plus, and there's a major difference when I use it to study and learn things. And it also prioritizes you in a lot of ways. So ChatGPT Plus has actually been working out for me, even though I'm still trying to figure out a way to monetize it. He's definitely right about this.
Cost you less than a lunch meeting with your team. If your goal is to buy back your time, there's no easier way. It is going to have better features, it's going to be faster, it's going to be integrated, and you'll need the advanced features for the rest of this video, so don't sleep on this, just go pro. Now here's the deal. If your GPT doesn't respond in a way that sounds like it knows who you are, it's because you haven't properly introduced yourself to it. 2, build your role master prompt. To blow up your business using ChatGPT, you have to create what's called a master prompt for every role in your business. Meaning, as the CEO, you want to document everything about who you are, the size of your team, your revenue, your projects, your customer type, your products, everything, so that you can give it to ChatGPT before you ask it anything, so the responses are 100% cut.
So this the thing I wanted to realize is like, I mean, I know we're being tracked in the air. You can track the data on our phones and things like that. It's been a thing, been a thing, right? Because you see ads pop up of the things you talk about. But when it comes down to things like this, like any idea or any, like, for example, logos or whatever you get from ChatGPT, I wonder if, like, in the user description, they have the rights over these stuff. Like, they can come in one day say, oh, our software gave you this idea, so we own, I don't know if they can ever get that powerful, but also is it where they are able to, like, sell your data too? I'm sure that's in the terms and agreements somewhere where you got to, like, turn privacies and stuff off, but, like, who, come on now. Everybody remember Cambridge Analytica with Facebook 2015? No, just me? Okay.
Customized to you. Here's how we create this. Number 1, tell GPT to interview you to build a master prompt. It knows what that is. So you literally say, interview me to create a master prompt as the CEO of my company. Boom. Send. Perfect. It'll spit back all the questions. And then what I like to do is I like to use a voice mode, and I'll just start answering these questions. It'll transcribe it, and then it'll create the master prompt for you. The last step is you take the answer to your master prompt and you create it into a canvas, which allows you to edit straight within the app. We'll touch on that later. But once it's done, you save that output as a PDF on your computer. And the coolest part is you can use that for any AI model. Based on one master prompt, ChatGPT can now draft playbooks and SOPs on your behalf, analyze financial information, and suggest levers that you can pull to improve the situation.
What's an SOP? Standard operating procedure. Okay, see? You learn something new.
Stress test some new product ideas or pricing decisions, propose next hires, score candidates, generate strategies based on the memos that are aligned with your goals. It'll basically know everything it needs as a baseline starting point to give you very actionable and personalized answers.
Now, this is the thing I want you guys to realize. Like, I had to come to the realization, like, people used to pay thousands of dollars for what you would like to say business consultants, and you're now getting it for $20 a month. Keep in mind, it's AI, right? So it's getting its information from what humans put into it. I know they say the AI models train themselves and AI is moving rapidly, but like the knowledge, like, okay, as a Bible believer, all knowledge comes from God, and then we transferred it into the computer, right? But my point is like, imagine getting a business consultant for $20 a month. If you already run a business, I personally don't run a multi 6 or 7 figure business, but it's gonna get there. My business is gonna get there one day. But think about that for a second. You know how much money you're saving? And the thing I also want to, like, as we go into these videos, is I want to be like, let's use AI to also generate customer base and a team. Instead of using AI to replace people, let's use AI to hire people. Let's hire people to use AI for the business. That way you keep the integrity of people intact. It's just me though.
Business to win, it comes down to sequencing. Sequencing equals success. If the answers aren't aligned with who you are, then it can't properly sequence. If you want access to my internal AI operating system, I use this in every area of my businesses. It's
Take
what
notes
my
of
team
this.
leads use to operate and automate their departments. It includes the master prompts for every role in the business and all the prompts you can use to implement AI into every one of your departments. Just click the first link in the description below or just scan the QR code on the screen and I'll send it right over. Now that you got GPT.
Now, the thing about that, like, that's so important is that I've been learning how, like, that's a lead generator. So he's using YouTube, giving out information for free, but he's got how many views on this video? 52,000. So you can't tell 5 to 10 people didn't click this link. And when we click this link, let's see what pops up, right? So this is from Dan Martell. And to get this information, it's free, but you got to get what? Mobile number, your phone number, your email address, and if you're a business owner or not. He's creating his own leads. He's generating his own leads. So instead of paying an agency, he's giving out free information. People who are serious, who are genuinely interested, gonna take this. He's gonna say, okay, if you're taking this, you're probably gonna take this. It's like a sequence of things. And it says, get your free download. But what are you actually paying for? These are mandatory, by the way. You gotta give it to get. You gotta give something to get, so it's not really free. You're giving your information. Not saying it's a bad thing at all. My point is this is smart because you're taking money away from the equation, which basically makes people want to actually engage with you. And if the information in this is, matter of fact, let's get it, by the way. Why not, right? Just boom. Yeah. I'm gonna put yes. Maybe it makes me go up in the ranks, and I'll get my free download. But I'll get to that later. But that's just interesting to me how that works out. When I gotta start learning how to do this. This is things that we gotta start paying attention to. All right, I'm gonna let it
Who
play.
you are, it's time to direct it. Number 3, create system prompts. This is one of my favorite nerdy things to do. Why? I'm a programmer. If you want to blow up your business using ChatGPT, you got to create system prompts for your departments. This is the future of intellectual property. People are going to pay premium to buy a company, not because of like the revenue, but also the internal prompts that they've created to automate the work. These are not normal chats. These are very detailed, very structured instructions telling the AI exactly what we want it to do. The right system prompts can be so powerful. Today, you see apps being built off of AI engines just through English. How? On the back end, those app builders use these system prompts to guide the AI to create things. I mean, don't get distracted, but if you want something fun to do, just search on GitHub the AI app builder repositories like make.com, Lovable, etc., and you will see the actual code that they use to run those apps to generate the outputs, which essentially is building apps. It's not magic, it's a system. So here's how you can craft prompts for your business yourself, and it's really easy. First, we have to describe your desired output. And the key is to add the constraints and what you're actually asking for. So if you're
Notice how each layer has its own sequence of events. It's not just base level. It's like chapters and sub chapters.
You're saying, hey, create me some videos. Here's the tone, here's the structure, here's what I want it to talk about. Then we build the output into a canvas so that I can refine it. It's like a Google Doc, but it's actually living inside of ChatGPT. That's where I polish the output to make it really sound or look or feel like something I'm proud of. Then you ask GPT to write a detailed system prompt that would have reliably generated that exact output. Hit enter. Watch it give you the language, which is essentially a prompt that if you copied and pasted into a new chat window, it would have gave you that specific output. And then just test it. Have GPT run it in a new window and see if the output is consistent. It'll blow your mind. But just look at how it guides the AI to format it, the structure, how it uses the act as a role structure. These things are things I'm going to talk about in a second, but it's the instruction language of the AI that allows you to guide it to actually make it do exactly what you want it to do. Then you just save that system prompt as a PDF, just like you did a master prompt, so you can use it anytime you want. It acts like a stencil. You just keep using it anytime you want it, and it does a thing. Now I want to give you a pro tip for prompting, because what most people don't realize, there's like 7 key words that if you use, it'll change the output of ChatGPT to execute exactly as you want it. So here's the framework. First one is act as role. So you set the expertise of the voice. For example, you can say act as a world-class copywriter. Next, there's do a deep research. Just hit / and type deep research. This tells the AI to do a deep search, aggregate all the information, verify, cross-reference, and synthesize with any citations what it's found. Next, there's first principles. When you tell it to use first principles to go do research, it decomposes everything into the fundamentals and actually teaches it how to break the steps apart and then rebuilds the answer based on truths. The next one is devil's advocate. This is my favorite because I think GPT for the most part is way too nice. But you can actually tell it to stress test your assumptions, list.
Devil's advocate being his favorite is kind of crazy, but I'm assuming there's another reason behind that.
Favor because I think GPT for the most part is way too nice. But you can actually tell it to stress test your assumptions, list risks about things, failure modes, and give you a counter argument by telling it to act like a devil's advocate. Next is constraints.
So that's very important, and I will say, so what I tell ChatGPT is don't fluff or don't beat around the subject, give it to me straight. So I guess devil's advocate is because when you talk to ChatGPT, it doesn't really challenge your way of thinking. It would just simply validate everything you're saying. But if you tell it to act as the devil's advocate, you're basically saying, no, give me criticism, give me critiques. So that's why I was like, whoa, what? But now I get it, because it's also like basically making you better. It's constructive criticism, and the AI can actually give you constructive criticism based on the deep research and things that it does.
First, most people don't set the constraints in regards to time, budgets, timelines, the tools. But if every reply is based on anything that's possible, but I don't tell it to give it the constraints first, then it's not going to be specific to my situation. The next one is format as. This is one I use almost 100% of the time, where I tell it to format the return using a strict structure. I'm a big fan of YAML, JSON if I'm doing code stuff, PDF we just did. You can even tell it to put it in a table or a numbered bullet list. But when we specify the format, it allows us to take the information and use it in other tools, or just be able to copy and paste it into an SMS or reply to somebody a lot easier. Finally, verify and cite. Write these in your prompt so you can confirm that everything they're telling you is a fact against a source that can be verified and attaches an inline reference. If you use these instructions in your GPT prompts, you'll get way better results. Now that you've got a system for outputs, let's make your context permanent. Number 4, run your company as projects. Projects. Do you have any projects going on right now? Cool. Are you using the project folders? No? You should. See, to really blow up your business with ChatGPT, use projects to save the context around what you're working on for each department. I use it for everything. I use it for investment decisions. I use it for research. I use it for projects. I put all the information in there. The media, the sales information, the reporting. I even export email threads as a PDF document and throw that in there so that it has everything I need to be able to answer questions on my behalf. For example, I get updates from CEOs that have invested in their company, and oftentimes they're asking me to look at the information. So I put all of that context in a project folder. Then I can prompt it and say, act as an investor. Let me know all the questions I should be asking this CEO to protect my investment and also add value to their world. And it'll analyze everything. It'll say on page 67, the gross margins went down after you launched this new ad campaign. That's amazing. And I just tell it to write it in the tone of Dan Martell because it knows who I am. And it writes the email reply, saving me literally hours. So here's how you can set up project folders for yourself. First off, on the left side of your ChatGPT, it literally says projects. Click new projects and give it a name. So for example, new email campaign. And you'll have all of the creative, your brand guidelines, your style guides, everything, your tonality, your market research, your ICPs. You can upload all those marketing documents. And then you could say, based on this new campaign, write the emails that I'm going to want to put together to get your list to do whatever. Then it's going to respond with the specific emails using all the information that it had in that document. And again, if you have a master prompt for your role, if you're the head of marketing, then upload that as well because it's going to use that context.
I'm not even gonna lie, I'm watching this video with y'all, but this is something I'm gonna have to watch 2 or 3 times just to even go back and try to learn something new, because most of the stuff what he's talking about and the way he's structuring how to use ChatGPT is phenomenal. Okay, so he's basically at the beginning of the video he said people are using basic prompts, but they're using ChatGPT in a basic way. I've got ChatGPT Pro. I've yet to use it with Canva or any other AIs as a collaboration tool. I've used the projects just to make sure, not for ChatGPT, but not realizing ChatGPT was better for it to remember things and keep the context in one area. I was using it so that I could find my chats that I was also looking for, right? But now when you're saving PDFs and templates and things like that and training the model to use it for what you want, man, that's actually phenomenal information, and it's gonna set you apart from other users, right? So the better you become at using this, like it's like being a step ahead of the game. It's kind of insane.
Put email campaigns, ads, proposals are only going to be as good as the information, the context it has about your specific situation.
Like starting an email campaign or a newsletter, or doing deep research to be able to share with your fan base or your community, all from your phone. Like isn't that something that we should start utilizing? Tell me if I'm right or wrong, and I need to know because, well, I mean, I already know, but like, I really feel like when you start to really structure out how to make this AI stuff work for you, and that your fear of it replacing you goes away, and now it becomes a tool useful to you to be able to go out and help other people build their businesses, become an ambassador, you know?
And projects let you isolate it. The best part, if it's an ongoing project, every chat you've had for different pieces that you want it to build will use that information to actually perfect a response on future chats within that project. The key concept here is compounding context. The more context that compounds, the better the response are going to be.
So that's like compound interest. You leave your money in one place, it grows faster over time. I guess the context is the same thing with the information. It starts to bundle up all the information that you use and gives you better responses based on previous information. I don't like this, I like this, this would stand out more to this. Oh, this idea was better than this. My results were this from this prompt you gave me. This excited me the most. Like these things is gonna remember all those within the project and create a context around what it is that you want to do. So now it's like having a virtual assistant that's actually actively learning you and gonna benefit you over time. $20 a month, that's a heck of a deal.
Now, projects are great, but what if you want to update your whole company's context? Number 5, update your custom instructions. To really blow up your business with ChatGPT, update your company's custom instructions. Think of your ChatGPT account like your company's brain, and now you can set the specific instructions for it to know and use every time so that when it replies, it uses that. To do this, you want to go under your profile, click settings, and then go under personalization, and you'll see a little window say custom instructions. This is where you want to talk about the behavior, how it should respond, the style, how you like answers. If you like them short and concise, that's mine. The tone and preferences. Always respond to short, concise, bulleted points. Always format in ASCII. Always format in a structure I can copy and paste. You can even say respond in 8th grade language at all times to be direct and avoid fluff. You can tell it whatever you want it to do forever. You set that at the account level, your business level, so that it answers.
Okay, so I know I'm pausing this video a lot, but make sure you understand something. When I use ChatGPT, I'll have it prompt me something, and I'll come back days later and I'll say respond in this type of way or remember this, and ChatGPT doesn't remember the model. It does not the model. It doesn't remember the information. This right here is basically setting the framework, the foundation of information and the way you want the chat to respond. One less thing you got to reword about retraining it and getting work done more effectively and efficiently to make sure that you're getting what you need. Right, so we got to run that part back.
Every
you go where?
Behavior, how it should respond, the style, how you like answers. If you like custom instructions. Think of your ChatGPT account like your company's brain, and now you can set the specific instructions for it to know and use every time so that when it replies, it uses that. To do this, you want to go under your profile, click settings, and then go under personalization, and you'll see a little window say custom instructions. This is where you want to talk about the behavior, how it should respond, the style, how you like answers. If you like them short and concise, that's mine. The tone and preferences. Always respond to short, concise, bulleted points. Always format in ASCII. Always format in a structure I can copy and paste. You can even say respond.
What the heck is ASCII? ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Interchange, is a 7-bit character encoding system in the 60s. Man, I have no clue what I'm looking at, bro. Dan Martell is leagues ahead of me in this space, bro. This is why I'm excited because you can't tell me I'm the only one who's ignorant to this type of information. You guys don't know this stuff. Most people don't, right? Am I tripping? This right here is gonna separate you from the average Joes. We really gotta come together and learn this stuff together, bro.
On an 8th grade language at all times to be direct and avoid fluff. You can tell it whatever you want it to do forever. You set that at the account level, your business level, so that it answers that way every time. That'll save your progress. Now we have to unblock the rest of your team with custom creations. Number 6, building custom GPTs. This is where it gets fun. Don't just prompt, productize your prompts. Remember those system prompts we talked about earlier? This is actually how we turn it into a tool that not only you use to do your work, you can give to other people on your team so they can do it for you. These custom GPTs.
Oh, that's what I was saying about. That's how you make sure you put people over the AI, right? So now you're creating a team of AI users instead of creating AI as your team. Like I don't know. This part is exciting me because it's like I want to make sure that people are still useful and maintain a hard level of use in my life, even in my business world. Of course, relationally, but being able to help change somebody else's or help build somebody else's lifestyle, career, or help forward their career is gonna do way more for you in the long run and even on your deathbed than AI ever will. So I like this part.
You set them up, it takes minutes, and then you never have to do this ever again. It is the most powerful way to use ChatGPT. The way my day looks is I'm always trying to create new system prompts to solve major problems inside my companies, like wherever the bottlenecks are, and then I lock that lesson into a custom GPT. So for example, I love to read books. I love to learn from other people. Some people have never written books on the topics I want to learn from them. So what I did one day is I spent 2 hours creating a very advanced system prompt that I could give it a name of a person and a topic, and it would write a 2,000-word book outline. Sarah Blakely from Spanx on parenting, here's a whole book outline. My wife Renee Warren on being unapologetic, here's a whole book outline. Gary Vaynerchuk on scaling a media company, book outline. Mr. Beast on building a media department, book outline. It's wild. So what happened is I showed some friends the output and they're like, oh, I want to use that. I want to use that. And I was like, oh, giving you the system prompt might be a little too hard. So I just took that prompt, put it into a custom GPT, grabbed the link, and I shared that. That is a beautiful use of a custom GPT. So here's how you can set up a custom GPT, and it's easy because you already have all the ingredients. Number 1, go to ChatGPT, click GPTs, and in the top right corner, you'll see create. So click that. Little fun fact, you can't do it on the mobile app. So what I do on my mobile phone is I go to a browser and then you just kind of scroll over in the browser on ChatGPT and you can click create from there. You just can't do it from within the app today. Second thing is you want to input the instructions. This is the system prompt you created earlier. You can put that in there. Plus, if you want, you can upload the master prompt with all the context by clicking upload files under the knowledge section. Then once you've created it, you get a link and you can set it to anyone or just the people that have the link, and then you can share it with anyone to try it and use it. I do sit here and preview those chats just to make sure that it's doing what I think it's doing. But once it's really locked and loaded, I'll go and pilot it with a smaller group of people to make sure it works for them.
Now let's be honest. After he's mastered this set, right? I'm just a firm believer that he's gonna take that and charge people for it. He's got 52,000 views on this video. Let's say 10% of people say they want it for $1. That's 5 racks. I don't know how much that means to him, but I'm just saying, like, you've done all the work to create the prompt and create the structure around what it is you're trying to build. But now you can charge people for it, and you're already on to the next thing just to help people kind of like get caught up.
Then I'll roll it out to the rest of the company using Slack. The more these custom GPT tools you build within your company, the faster you can grow, the less worry of are people doing the right thing. You're able to let go of areas of your business because you've coded the behavior inside the system prompt so you don't have to stress out. As long as they're using the output and they're not freestyling, they can't mess it up. If you follow these ChatGPT hacks, your business is guaranteed to grow. Because ChatGPT isn't just like a chatbot. It's essentially your creative operating system. You use it as like mission control to...
Just want to say, when I put my information in, Dan Martell just sent me a text message with, of course, that's the automated system or whatnot, but this right here is a business tool, guys. Like, if you're looking to grow a community, we got to figure out how to get these prompts and gain information and create email generation and all of that, man.
To like figure out like where am I stuck and how do I overcome those problems? I call it becoming the director. See, in the future, when all the problems that you need to solve are no longer problems because you can get the answer from GPT, then the real skill to develop is figuring out what problems to work on. And to solve those, you have to be a director, not a doer. Here's the one thing I need you to do today.
Both.
Go create your master prompt.
Because
My
somebody's got to
vision
do
is
it,
for
so you direct the doers, right?
you to have 92% of all your work done by AI so that you can spend the 8% on your craft, your genius, cultivating, curating, editing its output. You don't have to be involved in the creation from scratch. And remember, your system prompts are essentially your new intellectual property. The more you invest in them, the more you invest in your team to learn AI and they create these, when somebody goes to buy your business, they're going to value it at a higher multiple because you have them. So start today. And as a reminder, if you want to access my internal AI operating system that I use in all areas of my business, including the master prompts for every role and the prompts you can use to implement AI into every department, just click the first link in the description below or just scan the QR code and I'll send it right over. And if you want to learn about the 15 AI tools I'm using in all of my companies today, click the video and I'll see you on the other side.
All right, so there's more to learn than ChatGPT from this video. One, his AI master tool that he just spoke on, he referenced it twice without being overwhelming. Majority of the video was informational, free information. I've given him nothing. I mean, I personally did sign up for the information that he was talking about, but outside of a view, he probably, of course, he gets paid off of YouTube views as well. But outside of that, I've not given him anything. Now, he's also referencing another one of his videos, which if he references another one and you're gonna watch him again, you're building comfortability with Dan Martell, right? You're building comfortability with Dan Martell, basically saying at some point in time, you're gonna, I don't know, I'm not trying to, but it's just amazing to me. But being able to use AI to build teams of people around you is a game changer. I think, they always say two minds are better than one, and people always say, oh man, I'm getting scared by getting replaced with AI. People who don't use AI are gonna get replaced by it, but people who use people to use AI are never gonna get replaced at all, because AI is not gonna be more important than your relationship with that person, right? Developing these things and learning the skill sets around it, guys, I'm really looking forward to learning every day, learning how to build something every day. If you want access to the community, all the links should be in the description of this YouTube video. Assuming I do it right, we're learning, guys. I only got 3 subscribers on this channel, so we're gonna grow from there. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Whatever you learned, your most important, tool that you learned today, I need you to put down in the description below. All right? And till next time, Too Tall out.